Hey guys, Andrew here, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are revisiting Shatterline after about a month of not playing it, and to be honest, after I played it today, I was wondering what the hell I was doing for the past month not playing this game. It's still as fun as I remember it, and it seems as though the developers continue their competency, as most small FPS developers seem to be doing over the bigger AAA developers these days. And I want to mention this up front at the beginning of the video. This developer is actually based in Kiev, Ukraine, and in their own Steam page, and I quote, they say, "Never could we imagine that we would be making Shatterline in the midst of a war." That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. This game is better than most AAA multiplayer FPS video games out right now, and they are quite literally in constant danger. So shout out to Frag Lab for producing such a high quality and fun video game given the intense circumstances. And for those of you maybe seeing Shatterline for the first time, this game is a free-to-play 6v6 shooter with a co-op mode used to unlock things in the multiplayer. The co-op mode actually reminds me a little bit of Destiny. You run around, you do some missions, you unlock some new weapons, you can level up your existing weapons for multiplayer a little bit, and of course the game modes on offer are just classic game modes that are really fun. There's obviously Team Deathmatch, Conquest, kind of like Battlefield. It's kind of like a smaller version though, it's more like Domination. There's Plant the Bomb, and there's obviously Escort, which is kind of like a push the cart mode. That's my personal favorite game mode. There's actually quite a healthy competitive scene, and the developers are really into it, so that's awesome to see. Because a lot of the time with games like this, you'll see the developers really not be into their competitive community very deeply. Battlefield. But with this game, that does not seem to be the case. I actually know some of my friends that actually placed second in the most recent tournament, so congratulations to them for that placing. As far as the gameplay is concerned, obviously this is a 6v6 hero shooter sort of game, so you have all these different characters. All the weapons have pretty deep customizability. The snipers are very effective. There isn't a lot of weapons that feel worthless that I've used so far, and there are multiple setups that are viable for both PvE and PvP on every single weapon that I've used so far. My personal favorite weapons are the tier 1 AR, which is kind of the first weapon you really get to use, and I like using the AUG. The AUG, I think, is probably one of the best weapons in the entire game right now. 3-round burst, you can one-burst people, it's very, very strong. As far as the movement is concerned, it does feel extremely smooth to play. There's this long slide you can do to try to peek people. It's not anything like Call of Duty slide cancel spam, so if you're turned off by that, that's obviously not anything like this game. You can use it to slide up short, slide up long to peek someone. There is no jump shotting, which I think is a unique and interesting portion of this game, because when you play it, it does feel like you should be able to jump shot, but you can't. That might be enticing for some people, might turn some other people off. I personally don't find that to be a large issue. The gunplay feels pretty tight on all the weapons. One thing to note, though, this game does have a bit of visual recoil, so just make sure you're ignoring what your weapon is showing you on screen and just focusing on shooting screen center. And for those of you wondering, this game is not actually officially released. I believe this game is supposed to release in February of next year, and it does have a planned console release as well. I personally hope this game does very well. I think it's a pretty well put together game that has some potential, and I think it basically kicks the ass of most AAA games on the market right now. It'll certainly kick the ass of the new Call of Duty, and it makes Battlefield 2042 look even worse than Battlefield 2042 already does. Moving on to the PvE aspect of this game, I do want to touch on this a little bit because it is a pretty big portion of the game. So the PvE, like I said earlier, does remind me a little bit of Destiny. You load in, you run through some areas. It does seem to be fairly dynamic. You basically fight a bunch of skirmishes with enemies, and at the end there's a big boss. And once you defeat this boss, you earn the currency used to unlock the weapons in the game. And each of the weapon tiers, there's 5 tiers. As you play, you unlock more XP, which unlocks the next tier of the weapons. Each tier contains 5 weapons you can unlock with this currency. So there is a lot of grind to this game if you like that. There's something to actually go for. And once you unlock each weapon, you then have to unlock all the attachments as well. So for the people that enjoy a little bit more of a grind, I do think there's definitely some options for you here. It does take a while, and once you get it all figured out, it is very satisfying to finally have that weapon setup that you like, and it's cool to mix and match all the attachments on your weapons to find your own setup that works for you. And in general, if you're bored of any of the games that are on offer right now, I would mark this one down on your calendar because I think it's a lot of fun, and I'll probably be posting some more videos. Maybe I'll be doing some weapon guides and stuff like that. So I'll just play some more, get acclimated with the game a little bit, and yeah, hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below, what do you guys think about this game? Are you going to try it? Did you never hear about this game? This is your first time actually seeing gameplay of it? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
How is it 3 to 20?
Minute
Oh, I
of
thought
glory.
TDM was like,
Current point is about to
oh, nice,
expire.
fun. That's not good.
Deadbot on the field.
Changing mags.
I don't know if I can use characters that like a thing on sprint.
Point deactivated. New point has been revealed.
It's not even good.
I'm with you up, guys. Meet my sidekick. Just a second.
Yeah, it's scary. I need to do it on
The point will
just a chest and that was ability, but
expire soon.
Hurts, don't it? Red Bob, get out of range.
Go get him, pup.
Victory is near. Don't screw it up. Point deactivated.
No messing with me.
Another point is up for grabs.